Okay. So what did we do in our last class? Respiratory system. We were doing. What are the organs involved in respiratory system?
Lungs.
What are the organs involved in breathing?
The lungs.
Lungs. Starting from the top. From here.
Mouth, nose.
Nose, yes. Then
Throat. The throat.
trachea.
Bronchial tubes and the lungs.
Yes, larynx. Then trachea, bronchi. Then bronchioles. Then alveoli. And lungs. Okay, let's see the diagram of respiratory system. Okay.
Is that Stephen?
Okay. So this is the nose, then larynx, trachea, then we have bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, lungs. And this here. What is this?
Diaphragm.
Yes. So we were studying the concept of respiratory system. In that, we studied that when we breathe in, okay, we breathe in the air that's present. Okay, we do not breathe in the oxygen. We breathe in the air that's present around us. Okay. In that, 78% is nitrogen, 21% is oxygen, and this 1% is other gases. Okay. So this composition may vary from place to place. Like in a metro city where it is pollution, there is pollution. There are factories. Okay, there will be a little bit lesser composition of oxygen. Okay, and in a place in the Himalayas like Rishikesh or 𝐘𝐿, okay, where there is a lot of greenery, there will be a little bit more oxygen available. Whereas if you go to a place like the Everest, 𝐂𝐨𝐮𝐫𝐬𝐞, okay, Mount Everest, if you go there, okay, the tips of Himalayas are snow covered. They do not have trees. And also at altitude, the composition of the air pressure is low. So there will be lesser oxygen. Okay. But when we breathe in the air that's present. Okay, we do not filter here. We do not filter here. Okay, when we breathe in whatever dust. Okay, it also has dust particles. It has water vapor. Okay, do you think water vapor is important? Is it essential that it should be present in air for breathing? Is it important that we have water vapor in the air? Any answers?
I would say yes, it is important.
Okay, so this water vapor is important. Okay, like I told you, if it is very dry, like this season of April, May, June, okay, especially in North India or like Thar Desert, okay. So what happens? There is very less humidity. That means water vapor is very, very less. So what happens when we breathe? Okay, this can happen in winter also. Okay, so what happens? The nose, it gets dry. When it gets too much dry, there is no water vapor. Okay, then it gets inflamed. The nostrils get inflamed and people are not able to breathe. They have no mucus, they have no cold, yet they cannot breathe. They do not understand this concept. And because we feel that only if we have cough and cold, only then we can have blockage. But if we do not have water vapor in the air, even then we can have the blockage here. Okay, so I told you, like if water vapors are not present or they're like humidity is very less, so you can put ghee in your nostrils at night. If you put it at night, it is best. Otherwise, you can put it in day also. But it should be warm. Like you can put it like that all Just take and put. Okay. But if you vomit and if you put at night, just before sleeping, it is the best remedy for your nostrils. Okay. If there is any blockage in the nostril, or it's good for the head also. Okay. Why it is good for the head? Because when you can breathe good, the head also, you see, if ever it happens to you, you go to some dry place, or like some of you told me that during winters when you turn on the heaters, okay, the nose gets dry, and during that time when nose gets dry, the head also feels heavy. Okay, so if you put ghee, and you will not get that headache. Okay. So what happens? We breathe in this composition from our nose. Then it goes through the windpipe. Trachea is also called as windpipe. Larynx is also called as voice box. Okay. So this bronchi, then this trachea, it gets divided into right and left lung. So this is called bronchi. Then bronchi has a lot of branches. These branches are called bronchioles. Okay. And then at the end of each bronchiole, there is one alveoli. Alveoli is also called as air sac. So in this air sac, the gaseous exchange is taking place. We studied this. Yeah. So this is the capillary. Okay. So here we have CO2. The blood is flowing in this direction. It has CO2. This has this air. Okay. In alveoli, we have this air as it is. Okay. But we are only concerned with O2. So what happens? What happens? This CO2, it goes. Are you saying something? Okay. So what happens? If you're saying something, please send in chat box. Okay. So, okay, in this alveoli, this will go CO2. And the hemoglobin present in the blood. Okay, there's blood in this capillary. It will attract the oxygen particles. Okay, that's why we need to have a good count of hemoglobin, because the absorption of oxygen depends on the number of hemoglobin molecules present in the blood. Okay, if you have more hemoglobin, you'll be able to capture more oxygen. Okay, now, can anyone explain to me why we do pranayama? What is the purpose of pranayama? So please tell me, what is the purpose of pranayama?
I couldn't understood you. What did you say?
I am saying, tell me, what is the purpose of pranayama? Why do we practice pranayama?
Oh. To breathe?
To breathe.
Breathing.
Breathing. You see, even if we do not do pranayama, we are still breathing. And this process will go on its own if you do not put any efforts. Okay, this is involuntary action, which can be voluntary also. but you do not have to pay attention to breathing. The body will do itself. Why do we practice pranayama even then?
For the right technique.
For the right, yes, good, for right technique. But why do we have to do this right technique? Why can't we just, do normal breathing?
To get better?
Yes, to get better. So what is getting better?
To get better?
What is getting better?
To breathe right?
Yes, right. So what is wrong happening in involuntary, and what right we want to do? What is that right thing in pranayama?
This I don't know.
Okay. Look here and tell me.
Could it be to
Yeah.
could it be to optimize the amount of oxygen that you take in?
Yes, it is. See, when we do pranayama, it is long, deep, withhold. Okay. So I'm telling you what's happening when we're holding the breath. Okay, like we breathe in and then you're told to hold. Okay, why we're holding? Because we want to optimize this gaseous exchange. Okay, so like there is air. Okay, it has oxygen. There is blood. It has carbon dioxide. Now we are holding this breath. Okay, so now we are giving time to our body, to the alveoli and the capillary to do this gaseous exchange. If suppose I come to the class. Okay, I come to the class for 1 second. So what will happen? I will just look at you and maybe shake my hand with one person and then just go. But if I stay there for like 30 seconds, then I can shake hand with each one of you. Right?
Yes.
So, yes, that similar thing is happening. In 1 second, like in normal breathing, we are like there is, after inhalation, we are holding for like 1-2 seconds, 3 seconds. So in 3 seconds, only a few oxygen will get trapped. Okay, but if we're holding for like 30 seconds, for 45 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, okay, so we're optimizing the carbon dioxide capture, oxygen capturing. Okay, so why do we want to maximize it? Why do we want to optimize it? Because you see, if I run for 1 kilometer and versus I run for 50 kilometers, okay, which will give me more pain? 1 kilometer or 50 kilometers? If I do running one day, okay, today I for 1 kilometer, and then there is another way that I go for running for 50 kilometers today itself without stop. So which one will give me more pain in my body? Of course, 50 kilometers will give me more pain. So if you do more exercise, there will be more wear and tear. Okay, so if we take one breath, hold it to optimize this process. Okay, so there is like we are maximizing okay. So we understood why we're holding. Now can you tell me why this is long and deep?
The connection is so bad. I can't hear you very good. I cannot hear you clearly.
It can be from my side also, because today it took me 10 minutes to connect to the class.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sorry.
Yes. It's just that today's net is poor. Okay. Okay, so you can do one thing. You can watch this video on YouTube. Okay.
Sure, no
After we
problem.
finish. Yes. Okay. Okay. That's why I try to write as much as possible. Okay. So this is to optimize gaseous exchange. Okay. Then why we have long and deep? Because okay. Yes. So why this long and deep? Because you see, when I'm just breathing in, when I'm inhaling for like 5 seconds, like when I breathe normally, it's for 3 seconds, 5 seconds. Okay, the alveoli, it opens up for this much. Like this is after exhalation. This is 5 seconds. And then this is 10 seconds. Okay, now we are doing this long and deep to maximize this potential of alveoli. For long and deep to maximize the potential of alveoli. Here it was we are holding for the gaseous exchange, and we are inhaling long and deep for optimizing the alveoli, the capacity of alveoli. That's why we are doing long and deep. Okay, you can take screenshot of this. All right. Okay, let's see the diagram of respiratory system. Okay. So here we see nasal passage, the nasal cavity. Okay. Here we see nasal cavity, the nose, the tip of the nose, nostrils. Then we have trachea or the windpipe. Then we have larynx. You see this. This is larynx, the voice box. Then we have the lungs, rib cage. Oh, I didn't show you the rib cage. Okay. Let me see if we have a diagram of rib cage. This is sort of 3D diagram. That's how it looks in the body. Okay, you see? Okay, so what happens? So what happens here? We have ribs here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all those 11, 12 ribs we have here. Okay, on top. And we have heart here in between. It's a little bit towards the left because, and that's why our left lung is a little bit smaller than the right lung. Okay, you can take screenshot of this and then I will erase. You can take screenshot of this. Okay. So when we breathe in, breathe out, what's happening to our lungs and our diaphragm? Okay, can you tell me one thing? The abdomen moves in or out when breathing. Tell me, the abdomen, it moves in or out when breathing in? When you inhale, what happens to your abdomen? It moves out or in? Someone please answer. When you're breathing in, what is happening to the abdomen? It moves in or out?
Lungs expand, so it's going out.
It moves out?
It moves out.
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's taking in air, so it's expanding.
Because the lungs are expanding?
Yeah, it's taking in air.
But lungs are in the chest, no? Why these abdomens are moving? Tell me. You're right, but tell me why. The answer is out. It moves out. And because when you're, because the lungs expand. But I want to ask, that lungs are in the chest region. So why the abdomen is moving out? Okay, so let me tell you why. Okay, so this is a normal situation. Then this is inhale.
We have to go. We have.
Teacher, we don't hear you, nothing.
Oh, oh. Okay, just wait.
You was on mute. You was explaining all the on mute.
Yes. Okay, so when you breathe in, the lungs,
Yes.
they're expanding in 3-dimensional. Okay, they're expanding in front. The rib cage is providing space for lungs to expand. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, the lungs are expanding as the rib cage is providing it space. Okay, the intercostal muscles of rib cage, they are helping the rib cage to move outward, and that movement of rib cage outwards provides space to the lungs to expand. Also, this diaphragm, okay, this diaphragm, it goes downwards. Okay, it goes downward so that the lungs can expand as much as possible. So when this diaphragm goes downward, earlier it was here, now it has moved downwards. So what will happen to the abdominal organs? They will move outwards. Okay, so that they can create some space, some volume for the lungs to expand. Diaphragm goes down.
Okay. Yes.
The abdominal organs,
Yeah.
they move outwards.
Yes.
Yes. So that's why.
Okay.
And when you exhale, the rib cage, it again goes back to its normal position. And this lung, they become smaller in size. And then the abdominal organs, they move inwards. This is the right process, okay, that one goes through. There are some issues, when people are in tension, people are in tension, what will happen? They breathe in and they're okay. So sometimes what happens when people are in tension, okay, they're stressed out. What happens when they inhale? Instead of this diaphragm going downwards, the diaphragm moves upward. Okay, the abdominal organs goes inside. Okay, the abdomen goes inside. So in that stressful situation, the lungs do not get enough space to breathe in, and hence the stress increases. That's why you see that whenever whenever we do pranayama meditation class, it's associated with de-stressing. Okay, because if you can breathe good, half the stress is gone. You see, some people, they sit like this and they talk. Okay, why? Because they're giving some space. What's happening here? You have your hands here. Okay. So what is happening? You have your hands here. Okay. So these hands, okay, these hands also kind of obstruct the expansion of the lungs. But if you put your hands up and do the breathing, okay, this obstruction, this obstacle is also gone. That's why in some of the pranayama practices, you put your hands upwards. Okay, so that naturally you're expanding your thoracic region. The lungs can function better. It will de-stress you. Okay, and some people do this on their own. Okay, the body, the body tells them, and they just put their hand upward. Okay, like this, and they talk. So, if you have any query, please ask. Okay, take screenshot of this. Okay. Can anyone tell me which pranayam should I practice, or should anyone practice? Should anyone with asthma should practice? Which pranayam to be practiced in situation of asthma?
What about Nadi Sohana?
Nadi Shodhan. Practice which
Nadi Sohana.
pranayam? Yes, good. Nadi Shodhan is good for any problem. Mostly 95%. It's Nadi Shodhan pranayam is good for all the situation, like 95% of them. Okay, in asthma is, it is basically a psychosomatic problem. Okay, it's probably to those, especially present there in kids. Okay, what happens? Sometimes they are not shown enough love, care by their parents. I'm not saying that parents do not love them or do not care about them. Of course they care, but due to some conditions, they are not able to show it. Okay, because the display of love, of care, of emotions is very important. Okay, if you show that, the person feels like in couples, in parents, kids, children, okay, in family, friends, it's very important that we show our feelings to each other. Okay, it's important. And sometimes a person, a child, he's not shown love. Parents love him, but that love and care is not displayed. So sometimes, as a fighting phenomenon, the person develops asthma. It's a psychosomatic disorder. It's not a disease, it's a disorder. Okay, in which the person is not able to breathe because he wants that his parents should come up to him and take care of him. Okay, this is psychological. He's not doing this on his own. This is happening. Okay, this is how his body is reacting to the situation. Okay, so if these asthmatic people, they are shown love and care, this will go away. Okay, this is one situation. I'm not saying this in chronic. Okay, of course in chronic you have to take medicine and all that. Okay, I'm telling that what can be done on those small scales. Okay, which will give big results. So in asthma, what happens, the person is not able to exhale out, due to which he struggles breathing in, because the muscles have, like, they become the intercostal muscles of ribcage, they become stiff, they are not coming back to their position, and because of which they are also the lungs, okay, they're not able to contract, they're not able to exhale. So they're not able to exhale. So if you practice, you know what is this? Kapalbhati. Okay, in which you exhale. Okay.
With the stomach.
Yes, with stomach. Okay. So in that, what happens? You are training your body to exhale out. To exhale out. So that in this situation, the muscles are already trained that they have to breathe out. Yeah, this practice will really help the asthmatic people. Okay. What practice can we do for cough and cold? Cough and cold. See, this is a very like, I think you all had this cough and cold. You had some flu. Okay, so this is very common. Okay, this viral flu, it's very common. It can happen to anyone, and it generally happens once or twice a year. So there are some practices. Okay, let's talk about it tomorrow. It's already time. So fold your hand, sit in Padmasana, hands in Gyan Mudra. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in for Omkar. Om. Om. Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Fold your hands together, rub them, put them on your eyes, and come back. Okay, have a great practice ahead. See you all on Monday. Have a great day. See you. Bye-bye.